And we're back.
We've done it.
We
Wait, where are
survived.
we again?
I don't know where we are. I'm scared. Mom, pick me
Oh
up.
no, we're
Guess
back to
who's
the...
back?
For a second there, it sounded like we were back in the episode 20s. Oh no. Lost in the woods.
Into the woods.
There's the sound of a witch cackling somewhere in the background.
To be fair, I'm surprised we haven't heard at least one hag story since coming here yet.
Whoa, is this an updated inn?
Simon.
Were we in these same positions last time? Am I?
Yeah.
We ended going to the right side of the bar rather than the left side of the bar.
Oh, okay. I think I might have looked away at that moment because my visuals are like all flippy floppied at the moment. No, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, we wanted the cinematic view of us looking down from the balcony.
You're not on a balcony, but you certainly get a good view of the rest of the inn.
Fair. Also,
Welcome in, we're back.
Real quick.
We are back. It's been so long.
Too long.
Insert Rita Repulsa meme here.
We love Rita Repulsa.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, shall
But
we
yeah.
go ahead and start going around the horn then?
I'm down for that.
Since you volunteered,
I was just about to say, I'm going to go against the grain this weekend. I'm going to go first.
well, go for
Well,
it.
only if y'all want me to.
No, go for it.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Scaly Alpha. You can find me on Twitch, Blue Sky, and YouTube under the same names. Sorting out the schedule for the coming week, but the usual fun times will be had. Paper Mario and the Cosmic Caper on Tuesday. Me, Punky, and Retro Spectacles on Wednesday doing the Liminal Industries. Me and Tech doing Enigmatica 2 on Thursday. Friday is the Four Gears Hangout. And Saturday, I'm going to be hanging out playing Ina Dream Barbecue with one of the voice actors, good old Rigsby, who voices the Suspicious Man in it. It's going to be a good time. And then Sunday will be Suits, of course, I believe, with Leah. And that's really it for me. From there, I will pass it over to, speaking of Leah, I will pass it to Leah.
Hello, I am Leah, aka Amusing Thalia. You can find me at various places on the internet at Amusing Thalia, where I do a lot of RPG games, Pokemon RPGs, TTRPGs, CRPGs, all that sort of good role-playing stuff. Maybe some visual novels, which are, in my opinion, a kind of RPG. But regardless, you can find me various places doing those kinds of things with all of these lovely people, as well as other lovely people who are friends of the channel. That's really all I got to announce because my schedule is a little fucky-wucky, let's say, because of my moving. I'm moving. Life is a bit hell right now. Hopefully things will be over by next week and by the end of next week, but not, oh God, not the end of this week coming up. We'll figure it out. But I'll be posting about that, and then afterwards, hopefully, I should have a bit more of a solid stream schedule. Looking forward to being post all of that. But speaking of another individual who I know had to move recently, well, semi-recently, the one, the only, the illustrious Xanalis Grimm.
Hi, it's me. I'm always moving. You can catch me on Monday. Probably going to be playing some Space Marine 2 with one archive over my channel, twitch.tv/XanalisGrim. Probably going to be starting around 3 p.m. BST. So if you want to see what patch 14 has more in store for us, come on over for that. Then on Tuesday, twitch.tv/distortion devil, 1 p.m. PST. We have some more Vecna Eve of Ruin. We just got back to Sigil, so if you want to see what's next for our small little group of adventurers, come on over for that. And immediately after that, right back on my channel, twitch.tv/channelscrim, we're going to be going to do some Helldivers prep. Get our last minute super credits, as well as just getting some reps in before Wednesday, where I think at like 5 a.m. PST, back on my channel and Arkov's channel, a few of the people's channels who might be joining us, we are going to be doing day 1 of the War Bond. So if you want to see what the Warhammer 40k War Bond's all about, come on over. We're going to be doing that all day. Then on Thursday, twitch.tv/channelscrim again, I'm going to be streaming Mech Warrior Online, I think around 3 p.m. PST as well. So if you want to see some more mechs and stompy robots, come on over. If other people are free, we might go back to Helldivers, but we will see. Then on Saturday, twitch.tv/theunexpectables at 6 p.m. PST, we have some more Fool's Guilt. So if you want to see more Fool's Guilt and 40k content with Rogue Trader specifically, come on over. But aside from that, I post everything else I do, and when I do it, over my Blue Sky Xenoscrim, where I post all of said things. But aside from that, I suppose I will hand over the Talking Skull over to Kaz.
Hello, I'm Kaz. You can find me at Kaz at Instagram and Blue Sky. Definitely just that account right now because I need to stop doing art for a minute and focus on all of the shows that I have been neglecting. So doing some embroidery during session, and I'm trying desperately to catch up after procrastinating for about 5 months. Yeah, that's about it. So let's pass on drop kick our Talking Skull over to Saris.
Hi, hello. You can find me all over the internet at TixDixel. Again, not quite sure what's happening tomorrow, but as soon as Leah knows, we will know. Saturday is actually going to be a single header this week. One of our lovely players is going through some medical things right now and has to be in a very, 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 very important place doing very important things, far more important than D&D. So we will only be doing No Love War Extra over at Vaughn's channel. Here. Not here, but here. After that, things are a little up in the air. As far as I'm actually aware, this will be probably the last week of streaming before a very brief hiatus. We'll figure it out as we go along. And with that, has everyone gone?
I believe
Except
so.
for our lovely host.
Yeah, I'm going to pass the Talking Skull over to Vaughn.
Well, thank you. Hi, you've already found me here, twitch.tv/BurnoutVaughn. You can find me on Blue Sky and YouTube at Burnout Vaughn, over on Patreon, Burnout Spar. Slightly busy week. Like I said, we'll find out what's happening on Monday whenever people can answer like some DMs. But following that, on Tuesday, we've got some more Paper Mario and the Cosmic Caper where, quiz shows.
How did you get the gold bar?
Listen. The universe thought I deserved it, so I took it. Hey, I'm stimulating you. I'm stimulating your economy because I'm just going to sell it and buy more scrolls. See, this is what we do. This is how we actually help stimulate the economy. Okay, but aside from that, you can find us over on Thursday with more of the Skeleton Crew, where are we just going to adopt every nebulous family member in Anaba and have to raise or solve their problems? It's starting to get ridiculous. Ugh. I also hate that it requires a courage stat to not be weird. But then again, we're high schoolers, so I guess that makes sense. Then following that, on Saturday, like we said, more No Love War Extra, where we'll wrap up what we have with Of the Devil, and might be jumping into something new, so keep an eye out for that. We might have to split the VOD down the middle, but we'll make it work. And then, on Sunday, as we said, we'll get into some more threadbare suits where, just might meet a new villain, might not. We're keeping it chill. But with that out of the way, it's now time for us to play our lovely theme song so we can get into our game.
All right, we'll play it by ear. We'll play it by ear.
Yeah. Also, hello, welcome back.
But welcome
Hello
back.
there.
The Backler.
That sounds like a creature out of some type of like monster horror game.
I was also gonna say that could be like a Monster Manual 3 from 3.5 monster, right?
Yeah.
Like they got kind of funky with
Yeah.
the names after a certain point.
They sure did. And depending on how things go, it might not have anything to do with the like physically being a back, simply having to do something with the back of whatever they're targeting. Oh.
Exactly. I will never be over my favorite like random monster manual. It will forever remain my like picture on Steam and everything is the Gravorg. Like they
Oh
they
yeah.
really had no fucking idea
Yep.
what to do with that monster.
Yep.
Oh, are you
Yep.
getting to like the silly Spelljammer named creatures? Man, I love those. Like the Gravislayer, like and shit like that.
Yeah.
There's some
Yeah.
funky ones. There's
Just the
some funky
meteorite
ones.
beholder. Yeah, encounter it, get fucked.
No, the Gravorg is I have a whole like I could do a whole presentation on the Gravorg. It's very clearly there was a breakdown in communication as far as the design of this creature goes between like who made the stat block, who did the art, and who wrote the
Yeah.
and who wrote the description. It's really funny.
Yep. I would totally agree with that.
But I'll stop talking about my weird random monster hyperfixation from D&D 3.5.
I mean, I think it's fitting, given the circumstances.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Speaking of the circumstances, who would like to give a recap of what happened several weeks ago? I can always pull out the wheel if I have to.
I never mind
Say nose
doing it.
goes.
It's like I always got notes for it. I just never like I always like to give other people a chance to, so I don't do it every time.
I can always pull out I can pull out the wheel. Let's pull out the wheel. I can pull out the wheel.
Gotta preemptively find my notes just in case.
Yeah.
When you say
Okay,
that, I
here we
imagine
go.
you pulling out a full like cork
Oh, I'm
board.
Listen, if I had the space for it, it would absolutely be physical. It is just a very chaotic obsidian file in my laptop.
I care Obsidian.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this thing has been absolutely game-changing.
It's been fun, like streaming, working on like filling out my own like homebrew world in 5e.
I would like to say, Kaz, it's very funny that you spoke it into existence.
Of course I did.
The wheel has chosen Kaz for today's recap.
Yeah, it's really good at that. Okay, let's see. Can I read and talk at the same time? So we decided to check out the Old Kartakan Inn. Inside we found a large bust of a taxidermied moose that caught everyone's attention for quite a while. We wandered into the right side, kind of a banquet hall situation where we found people in the space chatting about not anything too important, but we did find that actually there is someone of a rather importance in that room, one Minuet Jenkins, the Meistersinger of Skald. And because we like to stir the pot, Razvan and Lena decided to engage with her, and then we decided to have a little debate. And we were essentially, what I should say I was, Ophestiel was grilling her on basically the fuck, and she was very civil, and she actually decided to entertain us and our goals in trying to rid Skald and Kartakass of the cult activity. In the meantime, the staff of the Old Kartakan Inn had a little spat in the middle of the banquet hall where the cook had discovered they were delivered a shipment of tainted vegetables. We found out that those vegetables were delivered by people in black cloaks. Branson and Razvan went to essentially de-escalate the situation. Branson was able to remove it, and as thanks, Hindstock gave us a dinner in the house. And besides that, the bar wench, Coraline or Cora, she is very friendly, to say the least, and we might potentially be utilizing her services. Hint, hint, wink, wink. We'll see how that goes. Eve. We ended with making a very plan on coming back here to track the cult and their shipment activity and potentially see where they've been hiding out. As well as investigating Dargoct Keep at some point, either tomorrow night or next, when we are about to get up to right now, while we wait for Harkon Lukas.
So, Kaz, do you have a point of inspiration?
I do.
For the next session, I would like you to give yourself, just for the session, 10 temporary HP, if you don't already have it. And if you do,
Oh boy.
plus 10 to whatever you got.
Okay. Noted.
We do open to the Old Kartakan Inn. And before I describe the events as they are about to begin, I do have a quick question for you, Zan, just a point of clarification.
Yes.
Was Razvan planning on utilizing Coraline's services before or after your evening escapades within the inn?
Well, the plan was to be at the bar and see what we might shake up, and then if nothing happens, then Rosvan were to stay, find out what information he can from our illustrious friend here at the tavern.
Just wanted to clarify, just to keep my record straight. I really appreciate it. So, I am going to start us off with an audio check.
Oh, the piano coming in. Oh.
Audio check.
Yeah, I'm playing some music. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. On my end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for some weird reason, Roll20 doesn't give me rates, and unless I'm like blasting it, I just can't hear anything. So I always want to check, and I want to make sure that it's at a good level.
It's a good McLeod.
Yeah, it is. The tavern, as the sun begins to hide behind the horizon, the overcast creating a darkness. The tavern, as you re-enter it, shrouded in the mist of the waterfalls, creates this almost, I would say, mysterious atmosphere that begins to trickle in as the five of you get comfortable. You are seated around of clear, purified waters offered to the five of you, at least in start. And one by one, though there are not many yet, you start to see a few common people trickle in. Lena, unfortunately, this is something that doesn't catch your eye. But of the other four of you, I will leave this up to you whether or not you believe your character would catch on to this. And it's not about a role. It's about whether or not you believe your character would A, pick up on it, and B, care enough to notice it. As each person enters into the room that you are in, finding a particular place, which I would note, these particular rooms are actually curtained off. So as you see, even the duo that enters into the curtain space and shut the curtain behind them, there's a moment of lingering as their eyes pass over the 5 of you. Each person making some sort of expression of either suspicion or curiosity, or worst of all, both, as they take notice to the cluster of 5 in the back corner. As the scene opens up, you watch as the same young lady as before, with her very fiery red hair, begins making her rounds, offering again at first waters to those who come in, but then later placing orders at the bar, of which you notice give me a second. There are not 1, but 2 gentlemen who are clearly setting things up, as if anticipating a rush. I'm going to open us up with a question before we shift into what happens next. I would like to ask my party not what you're thinking, but rather what are you paying attention to as people continue to come into the inn, to come into the tavern of the inn, and thus take a seat. I am going to start with... We're actually going to do this in a slightly different manner than I usually do. We are going to go based on your collective, I would say, insight, your passive insight. We'll start with anyone who has a 10 or below. Does anyone in the party have a passive insight of 10 or below?
Yo, what's up?
Yeah. We'll start with you then. Clem, what's the first thing you're looking for? You're thinking about, yes, but you're specifically looking for as you're observing people coming into the tavern.
I think the thing that Clem is most specifically looking for, slash most interested in looking for, is, especially without Omen here, with the one eye, their eyesight is pretty limited. They don't have a lot of depth perception. They don't really have great vision in general. Probably needs a monocle at some point. So I think the thing that she is mostly looking for is any like larger thing, like people carrying in more supplies, people with cloaks that would match what we've seen before. The only other person in the group that has the same level of familiarity with the cult with no name and like the way that their visuals are is the other person with visual impairment. So I'm trying to almost like make up for Lena has better insight, so I'm trying to just be the eyes in that situation. Literally just look for the most obvious things. I feel like Clem is probably assuming that the others are looking for more specific things, so I'm trying to keep it general.
Sure. Absolutely. Anyone else 10 or below on a passive insight?
Funny enough, Lena's insight is also 10.
Yeah. Oh, okay, never mind. High five. Let's go, babes.
High five. Yeah.
Yo.
my perception that's actually pretty good despite not being able to see proper.
Yeah, but in this case, it's insight.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Lena, same question.
Usually in the case of trying to read a situation, it's almost like her perception and insight are kind of the same in this scenario a little bit. She tries to like lower her head a little bit, and while you can't see her close her eyes, it would almost think one would be closing their eyes, and like cast out her hearing to listen to what's going on. Not necessarily listening for very specific things, but listening to how these sounds work, like almost like analyzing them in an insightful manner, such as maybe boot scrapes being rather rushed rather than being more casual. The sounds of plates being set down a little too like hurriedly, and so they make a little bit louder of a sound, that sort of thing. And it's mostly just listening to her fellow comrades as well as what goes on within this bar area, mostly paying attention probably toward the bar more than anything.
Next, I ask between an 11 and 15. Does anyone have a passive insight of somewhere between 11 and 15?
Oh.
No? All right.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello? Hi.
Is that you?
Okay. I do. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry,
Yeah,
my internet's being weird.
not a problem. Do you need me to repeat the question?
No, I heard you.
Okay, perfect. Same question.
I do want to ask for clarification though. You said there was like a curtained off area.
Yeah. Yeah. So these particular tables are now the ones where people are not sitting are currently opened. But essentially they seem to have almost a sense of privacy as a curtain, almost like, I hate to draw this comparison, but you ever see those curtains in like hospital rooms where it'll like create a privacy around someone's specific bed?
Okay, and that's like around each table.
It's around, not all of them, only these three where I'm kind of pinging right here. And only as you noticed, as you saw, only where the two guys are sitting up here, that one is closed. Like the curtain, they walked in, they took a look at you all, shut the curtain. The other two are currently open.
Okay. He will definitely be kind of watching that as something he probably has never seen before. Kind of wondering what the purpose is, but also understanding that there's probably a good use for privacy around here. If they did make any eye contact, he'd probably try to give them a smile to fend off any suspicion. If that does anything to help at all, probably not. But mostly just keeping an eye on who's watching Cora make her rounds. Next moves, he's watching, but probably not looking into the behaviors of the people inside too much.
That makes sense. Anyone else between 11 and 15 on a passive insight? Okay. 16 to 20.
Yo.
Rosvan has an 18.
Okay. And Branson?
Branson would have a 17.
Okay, we'll start with the 17 and then go to 18. What is Branson looking for?
I do have one preliminary question just for stuff that might have happened, like in our time skip from last session to this session.
Sure.
Would Branson have had time to step outside and see if there's any markings, like denoting if this place is also under the protection of the Blood Moon Guild?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not even going to make you roll for it. You do not see the iconography of the guild anywhere.
Hmm?
In fact, you get the sense, to be perfectly honest, with the way that they tend to like indicate their presence or their affiliation, you probably would have picked up on that your first time going into the inn. But of course, given the several hours between the last session and this one, you were able to double check, and sure enough, you see no evidence.
All right, then. Well, given that Branson will mostly, again, just be occasionally glancing at the tables if there's any sign of people joining around the area near them. But he'll be
Okay.
predominantly focused on the bar since he knows that that's where Harkon's supposed to be. And
Okay.
so he'll just be keeping an eye out there and just nursing like a whiskey glass.
Sure. And Roswan.
Rosvan's going to be paying attention to the individuals that enter the establishment one at a time, but he's also going to be looking at the bartenders, kind of eyeing who feels like they're working and who feels like they might be owning the place.
I'm going to go ahead and address that very, very, very plainly. Especially with your 18 insight, you get the sense that the dynamic here, and I'll even point out specifics here. This individual here seems to be just another worker. Which let me go ahead and give you a.
If you're trying to ping, we're not seeing the ping. You might be on the
Oh.
wrong layer, just to double check.
No, I think it just didn't ping. There we go.
Okay, there we go. Just wanted to double check.
No, I appreciate you pointing it out. And let me go ahead and grab a visual description of these two individuals as well. As they are not random people, so to speak. Where did I put my notes? Okay. Yes. So you see this individual here, the one more southern, in a just a very light blue, almost. You aren't actually sure if the shirt is intended to be blue or if it ended up like dyed somehow, like just a cotton shirt, and he has I would say fit disposition, but not necessarily that of a not necessarily that of someone who is like intentionally doing either hard labor or keeping a fit body, so to speak. And he clearly has an air about him of he is just an employee. He's clearly helping out. You actually see a bit of exchange dialogue between the two behind the bar. You can tell by gestures and like nods and whatnot that the individual here is giving like instruction or direction. And with him, you see this individual who is very beefy, to be blunt. He stands at a very tall 6'3", and his hair is slicked back, brown, and is not depicted by the actual image here, but his hair is slicked back into a long ponytail. And you get the sense that this individual is not the owner, but is definitely like a manager or a supervisor or some sort of superior of some sort of this tavern area. And as time actually passes, you even see him giving, again, instruction, direction to Cora as well. To that, let's continue for those who are paying attention to the bar. You get the sense that even with starting from a 10 and then moving up from a 10, you get the sense that the two of them are, like I said before, preparing for a rush. If you've ever been in an establishment in the hour to 30 minutes before their usual busy period, the way that employees will often not necessarily be super busy or rushed, but they might be doing a lot of preparatory work. Especially at a bar, you might see, for example, this individual chopping some fruits or preparing certain leaves, herbs, etc., getting things ready, right? And Lena, especially with your lack of vision, you get the sense that, to be blunt, they're not really focused on you too much. However, Branson, you do get the sense that the manager on occasion is shooting a side glance at the five of you. And the read you get on him on a passive insight of 17 is that he doesn't recognize you, and he's trying to get an idea of what your deal is. Especially with Cora passing, you all coming and checking in on occasionally, getting the sense that she has seen you now twice. He has only seen you once. So there's a little bit of a discrepancy there that even you pick up on, Branson, between the two of them, and then this gentleman is trying to suss it out, basically, is trying to figure out what's going on. Obviously, in the ins and outs of things, there are definitely, mugs of beer and ale that go out. You see a couple of wine bottles pulled from the shelves, corked open. But again, they're not super busy as of yet. Paying attention to Cora, you get the sense that she probably took a break somewhere in there in the time that you guys had all left the Old Kartakan Inn, and she is back. Even on a lower insight, she seems relatively accustomed to this. And again, with the lower rush, she seems to not be spending a lot of energy. She's, especially with the two more, the two here, and then the two more closed off here. While yes, she is giving good customer service, you can clearly tell that she's not playing it up. And for those of you who have a much higher insight, who are paying attention to her movements, you get the sense that she's not even currently wenching right now. She's not soliciting herself in any sort of way. Seems like she's saving it for later. As for those who are entering, there reaches a point, actually, where two familiar faces enter that you recognize almost immediately, not anticipating either of them coming into this establishment. You see both Azriel and Lychee walk in, kind of take a look around the area, not necessarily paying, like they do pay you an acknowledging nod. Lychee even gives a wave. But the two of them actually stop, have a very quiet conversation with Cora. She offers a nod, and the two of them actually slip into this area and close the curtain. This is where I'm going to pause and I'm going to ask, does anybody want to do anything? Would you like me to continue describing who else comes in?
Lena would be fine, mostly maintaining her quiet unless otherwise needed. She wouldn't be attempting to get up and do anything.
I'd say Branson would split his attention from the bar and just kind of keep a side eye towards the booth that they took, just because he doesn't know Azrael very well, and he knows that Lychee says that they're kind of a ally, but in case anything pops off, he would just keep an eye out for there to probably get Lychee out of something.
Hmm.
Ralston, for his part, doesn't feel like, unless he's approached in this situation, that it would be appropriate for him to even eavesdrop, let alone try to be concerned with Lychee's business. So Rosman will maintain his position and his overall curiousness of the bar.
Sure. Sure.
Ophestial looks like he's contemplating something, but also feels that maybe it's getting a little too crowded in here to have any particular subtle conversation, so he's biting his tongue.
I think for Clem's part, Clem would have waved back at Lychee, but you said they're going into a one of the closed places where they close the door?
Where they close the curtain, yes.
Where they close the curtain, yeah. Did Branson... I would just want to double check because it's been a little bit. Did Branson mention to the group about clairvoyance and what he knows of it, and that you had that prepared, or is that something you're holding close to your vest?
I think he would have, like, at least in the 6 hours, have probably given a brief summary of, like, hey, I could listen or view something from about roughly a mile away if I know where it is.
Got it. I also think that you might remember, because again, it's been a little bit, but Branson might remember that Clem doesn't seem to trust Azrael.
Well, and he would just basically, like, look to Clem and just and then, like, look to Ophestia and just be like, do you want me to listen in?
Is it really any of our business?
I don't believe it is, but your trust is your own to give, but I have little to none for Rosenrot. I am curious, but it is your volition on which you act, Branson.
I'd say Branson will, like, mull it over after a while and then just go, if we were not already dealing with the cult as well as possibly having this meeting, as he gestures towards the bar, I would, but right now I want to keep my magic as relatively full as possible. And that is a large amount of magic to spend on one spell.
If you are truly...
Go ahead.
If you are truly concerned, you could simply buy a drink and have our lovely friend Cora take it to them. That way they know they're not alone.
I believe they saw us. I'm sure that they, or at least Lychee knows we're here. I could also, it wouldn't expend any effort on my end, but I could recall Omen, but we had spoken about saving that for later. I leave the ultimate decision up to the captain, of course. I don't wish to cause a stir here in the inn while we're all here in case something were to happen. Omen is quiet, but is not perfect. None of us are.
It would seem rather strange to have a bird walking around the bar.
They can be a spider as well, or a rat.
Ah, yes. Well, the choice is
Regardless,
yours.
I think we should. I think we should save our energy for dealing with Harkon Lukas if he does still show up today. We can always, I guess, inquire to Lychee at another point in time if we are that curious.
Just to be clear, recalling Omen does require no effort on my end.
Still, I think we should focus on one thing at a time. I don't want our attention to be split when the men we are waiting arrive.
As you order, Captain.
It's as if on cue. As you mention, Harkon Lukas. A pair of what seem almost thunderous in the moment leather boots hit the staircase. The man who walks in, donning a rather large, over the top hat, his gray vest sitting atop. Is it blue? Is it darker gray? You aren't entirely sure. His garment seems to be a clash of simple and yet also intricate, as there are silver details, very small, metallic, at the tops of his leather boots, at one of his wrists, in his cuffs and in his buttons. You note both his pipe already lit, and a walking stick or a walking cane sits comfortably in his left hand as you see this man walk into the bar. He takes a sweeping look around the room. On a passive insight of 17 and 18, you see a flicker of curiosity for just a moment as his eyes pass over your table. But otherwise, to the rest of you, this is a man who seems to be at the moment kind of just keeping tabs on the place, but minding his own business as he walks up to this front table by himself and almost immediately strikes up a conversation with Coraline. Well, dear, I see we aren't too deep into the rush today. No, sir, we're not. In fact, you came a little earlier than I expected. What's the occasion? No occasion whatsoever. Had a little bit of time on my hands. Well, shall I start you off with your usual? Please. He waves her off, and she immediately heads over to the bar, having a bit of a normal, anticipated conversation. Gets drowned out just a bit by the chatter that's currently happening here, but otherwise, for Harkon Lukas specifically, what you notice is that he seems to pull out a leather-bound journal, a quill and some ink. And as Cora reapproaches with a tankard of ale, leaving him to his own vices and his own devices, he begins to write something in that journal of his. This is when I ask my party, what would you do? What would you
Ignore
like
that. I'm
to
not
do?
casting it. I was trying to read something.
Like, damn.
Like to cast clairvoyance on the man who just sat down.
I think when he walked in and his eyes sort of like to keep in what Clem has said about him and like has expressed that they know about him, I think that when his eyes kind of pass over the table, Clem, having met him quite a few times before, would just offer a very polite, like, it's not like a wave, it's just where you lift the hand up, like, not like even like the 3-finger like I'm ordering, like just lift the hand up gently, offer a gentle acknowledgement as his eyes kind of scan the room.
And you get the sense that he acknowledges you, even if he doesn't say anything.
It's like that very, very slight incline of the head.
Yes, pretty much.
Well, it would appear that our person of note has finally arrived. Captain, how would you like us to play this? I have a few ideas in mind, but would rather go in knowing that I have your blessing.
Well, frankly, I didn't have one, so I'm all ears.
I'd be happy to break the ice more than, if any of you wish.
I'd like to do far more than break ice, but if you have an idea, I suppose to be more civil, Clem, by all
I've
means.
met him a few times. I mostly have a relationship with Cora, though not quite the one you have. But I would be absolutely willing to. I think I have an idea. Razvan, Festio, I think you two... You have an option to kind of haunt behind me if you wish. Otherwise, I recommend waiting here. And I kind of gently get up and begin making my way over.
Razvan's gonna kind of flare a fang, take a moment to steady himself, and look towards Branson. Branson, may I borrow an axe?
Silver to regular.
Dealer's choice.
He will take out one of the more ornate axes they got, but not one of the silver ones. Just pass it across the table to you.
Okay. He will take it, store it kind of behind his belt underneath his cape, and follow Clem.
The two of you watch as he is clearly scribbling something down with a level of focus, though he is not completely oblivious to the circumstances. His eyes look up over his monocle, and he, after a moment of realizing that the two of you have no intention of leaving, fully lifts up and places his quill down on his book. Clem, is it?
Yes, I'm honored in which you remember me. I believe we've only spoken briefly before. It is my pleasure.
Well, I guess I should ask, to what do I owe the pleasure?
Well, I gesture back at our table, merely wish to be as the local member of this new crew, wish to be the one to inform you of a new captain haunting your establishment. And I gesture over towards Hephaestil specifically. That is Captain Hephaestil. And I wish to provide you with a token of our thanks for opening your doors to us. And I'm just going to set gently on the table something I've had prepped since very early on. My little hangover cure in one of my little files. As I just set it gently on the table. This will aid in any anguish caused by the spirits. And I do like the little tipping towards my mouth kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. He takes a look at it, and then he looks up at you, and then he looks up at the other person behind you, Razvan. Razvan, this time I'm actually going to ask for a roll. Insight check.
$15. I rolled above a 5. I will take it.
He is eyeing you quite a bit.
Oh,
get the sense-
yes. Sorry, go ahead. I didn't know. I thought you were finished.
You get the sense that he's not only studying you, he's getting a read for you. It's very much one of those things where bards tend to have a very similar silhouette to you and yours. But then again, there are other people around who have very similar silhouettes to you and yours. You get the sense that he is not only trying to get a read on you, not just in terms of your disposition, your demeanor, but also your stature, your position, what you do, what you're capable of. You are unable to determine, though, whether or not his gaze, though very, 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 I would say judgmental, but not in the sense that we usually use it, right? Not in the sense of like, oh, he is casting judgment on you, but it's very calculating. It's very, observant. You cannot detect whether or not there is threat behind those eyes. Leah!
My apologies. There were a few pauses in there that I thought were done. That was my bad. Absolutely. All I was going to say was noticing that he is kind of looking at or would glance at Razvan. I would say, allow me to introduce our first mate. This is Razvan Fleur, a very capable sailor and swordsman in my experience.
Is that all you do? He's asking very bluntly at this point.
Sorry, was that question towards Clem or?
That was at Razvan.
I do what is necessary. Nothing more. Clem, would you mind bringing a drink towards our captain?
More than happy to. As I step away from the table
Okay.
and walk towards the bartender, kind of giving him his space.
Sure. Just for clarity's sake, what are you ordering for the captain?
Cherry cordial.
Fantastic. You were surprised they were able to actually provide that for you. He's also going to ask if you're making a tab, or if you are...
Clem would pat their side, feel a push of air out of their coin pouch, and then say, yes, a tab would be lovely.
But as we pan back over from Clem back to you, Razvan, the first thing this man says as he looks to the ink on the page as if checking to see whether or not it's dry. Closing the leather-bound book, he looks back to the bottle that Clem put on the table and then back to you. Am I to take it this is some sort of welcoming gift or some way to get on my good side?
See it as you wish. A gift or tribute? It matters not to me. I am Razvan Fleur. How would I address you?
Harkon Lukas. But I'm sure you coming all this way to have a conversation with me, you probably have heard at least the name, if not the reputation.
Indeed. A bit of a curiosity, I might say.
He smirks at that.
I have traveled across, well, the better parts of Kartakass for a while now. Even outside of Skald, your name has met my ear. A strange feat in that no one else's name has crossed borders, it would seem. Only yours.
It would make sense. I do travel quite a bit.
Is that so?
I do, yes.
And tell me,
search of
what?
In search of stories.
You are a writer then?
Not by choice, no. But if that's the best way I can approach the circumstances of which we create our stride and find our place and purpose, sure, we'll call it that.
I have met many fellows who have been around, let's say, Kartakass for a while. All of them have indicated that you predate even them.
Well, that's curious.
Is this a rumor or is this true? I am curious.
Roll an insight check.
You got it. 17.
17. There is that intrigue that he saw earlier, that mere flicker, has turned into something pervasive on his features, betraying him in the moment. Despite the fact that he is clearly trying to keep a specific posture towards you, he's very interested. You have captured his interest, and now he's almost questioning whether or not he's going to find you entertaining. I cannot confirm nor deny whether or not they are just rumors. I'm sure you've been here long enough to understand that rumors are currency. Where they go, how they warp, how stories change between people, I'm sure you understand, is not something that a single man like myself can merely contain, even if we do try.
Asvan will kind of eye him a bit more closely. But are you?
Am I what?
Just a man.
Depends on who you ask.
I'm asking you. Because it is very seldom I have found thus far here in Kartakass that men can be known and also hidden. Strikes me more as a creature, predator, skilled at stalking and waiting for opportune times.
You could almost say that it's a curse.
I'll have a curious brow at that.
Forgive me a bold statement, son, but between you and me, to want to be known, only to be known in obscurity, to be plain, in the eyes of many, despite working feverishly to find the right song, the one that'll reach people's hearts. Is that, in a word, unlucky? Or is that fate? Or is that choice?
That I
Wrong,
couldn't
you-
answer. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go first. You go first.
That I could not answer you. I suppose it depends on the measure of the man. However, what I can say is only what I have seen. which is why I meet you now in person. I want to know truly, Harkon Lukas. Are you the sort of man to intervene when those who would not be able to defend themselves cannot do so? Or would you hide quietly and write down their story after their demise?
There's a flicker in his eyes. Not a negative one. I can't quite pinpoint it. And after a pause, he looks to you, looks to the book, then looks back to you, and he says, I'm but an old man. At one point, would be much easier for these bones to jump into the fray and to become the hero. Unfortunately, will I acknowledge the discomfort that it would probably cause to hear this, and it's probably not the answer you're looking for. Find myself better suited to be a patron. To send those who want to use their deeds, their skills, in the direction of those who perhaps need it. And then those adventurers, those heroes, will be sung, will be written of. Their names in history.
Razvan will think to himself for a moment. You care how people are remembered. Perhaps not how you are remembered.
Easy there. Just because I have no control over how I am remembered does not mean I do not care about it. Such an attitude will potentially serve as a detriment to you in these lands.
Oh, really? Well, you truly care how people feel about you.
Doesn't everyone?
Some more than others, but I often find those who see others as lambs do not compare themselves to them, nor concern themselves with their opinions.
I think a lot of people are naive. They go based on appearances and they judge based on what they see, not what is there.
Then tell me, Harkon Lukas, do you see the threat that has come to Skald?
That he grins. Which one?
The one that is slowly poisoning your people, choking out your ports, and allowing rot to fester.
My people? That's a bold statement to make. I mean, as far as the inn goes, sure. And where we find it, we try our best to mitigate it.
Are you not a man of Skald?
I am a man of Skald, but I am no Meister singer.
Then these are still your people, unless you truly are removing yourself from their likeness.
Fair point. I'll give you that. Checkmate.
I do not believe we've even begun to play. He's
Maybe
going to
not.
pull out the axe and slam it very firmly into the top of the table.
Intimidation check. Also roll for damage. Ooh, 19. I'm sorry. That's
No, it's
very funny to me.
He's just kind of putting it there to kind of show it off, and I guess it's silvered, so if it
Yeah.
shines in a certain way, that'll be that.
Yeah. Roll me another insight check.
19.
When you put that axe on the table, you notice that he is not the only person now looking at that axe in this room. Every eye that can see in this room that has line of sight is looking at it. Of course, the party notwithstanding.
He will stand firmly. Looking at the fellows in the bar, he will begin to speak very loudly over anything Harkon Lukas might say. Harken, my many and merry fools, and hear, for there once was and still is a hiding old fool who still cowers behind his poor old bar and stool. With not a lone meister singer to be found near, this feckless captain is dim and frozen by fear. Behold, Harkon Lukas, a ruler who will not rule.
You know, I'm not sure what's sharper, your tongue or this axe.
Depends on who's asking.
Depends on what energy you want to put into it, I see. And I would say, honestly, between you and me, that there are better places that you can put that energy.
Well,
Bold move bringing a silvered weapon into here.
now that I have a bit more of your attention, I'm certain there are more than one threat skulled. And since you have paid attention to them so closely, and everyone knows that you have paid attention to them so closely and done thus far nothing to the eye from anyone we have heard, we need to know exactly what you know about the cult with no name. And if you say nothing, you are either a fool or you are complicit.
Or I'm a liar. I'm not sure what you would like better.
He will look towards the axe. We have more than one way of finding out.
I'm sure you do. And I'm sure that you know better than to start a fight like that in the middle of an establishment like this.
It will not be
Wouldn't
I
it-
who strikes the first blow.
Well, maybe so. Keep in mind, son, take me nothing to call the guard. I'm sure they would love to escort a raggedy band like yourself. But I don't think that's necessary just yet. Just keep in mind that that is another way that this could go down. See, you're not wrong. To say that I know nothing, again, would either be a foolish remark, complacency, or just straight up a lie. The reality is, I'm sure as you understand, people talk. People see things. Especially storytellers. I'm
And
gonna
from...
roll something. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna roll something really quickly. You're welcome to respond to him, but before I say anything else, I need to make a couple rolls.
Out of curiosity, is he roll? I guess there's no way for me to know. One of the things that I can do with my cards is that when a creature, not allies, it specifically says when a creature rolls a check or saving throw within 60 feet, I can fill it in. Can I make one of those rolls a 5?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna make one of those rolls a 5.
Okay. There are a couple things that I do know. Number one, I can tell you with a good deal of certainty that Lower Scald is getting hit worse than Upper Scald, but it does not mean that Upper Scald is impervious. Second thing I can tell you with confidence is the fact that whatever the situation is right now, I have a gut feeling it's worse. After all, I hear stories. I've heard stories about a ship going into the cauldron to investigate, discovering some sort of plot, and then seeking out a cure. Obviously, whatever we know about in Scald is way bigger than that. You see his lips pull into a rather wicked grin. And I know that the people seeking out a cure are interested in what's happening in Scald, but don't know where to look. The third thing that I know is that this particular island is one that I have done my damnedest to keep clean. The fact that I only found out today that we'd received a shipment of contaminated goods is concerning to me. And the fact that we have identified not just one person, but a network of people that potentially are distributing contaminated goods across Scald is, well, even more concerning. How do you find something hidden in plain sight, Ras von Fleur?
At first, you do not allow yourself to be distracted. I fear that you still not answered my question directly. So I will ask again. What do you know of the cult with no name?
I know that they operate as a counterculture to the political structures of Kartakass.
Of the Meister Singers?
Not just Meister Singers. They want to move from the bottom to the top.
Who is above the Meister Singers?
There is none.
I see.
Why, do you think there's some sort of king or something like that? Some sort of monarch who just uses them as puppets?
Power does not allow itself to be vacant. If the Meister Singers can do something, they would have. But we have already seen one town destroyed, without any help from the outside. If there was a sovereign, they are either complicit in what is happening, or there is one attempting to assume its place.
He grins. Smart.
There is still something I do not quite comprehend. If one is to understand where this cult is to operate, and if one is able to understand that they are suffocating even the largest and mightiest of Kartakass' cities, I ask you, O venerable Harkon Lukas, who's to stop them?
Ain't that the great question?
You have an axe in front of you. You can either help us, or you can join them.
I certainly have no intention of turning myself into fungus anytime soon.
Then help us. I care not about the name. None of us care for legacy. We care for those we have already seen suffer and die at their hands. What good are your stories if no one is around to hear them?
True that. He raises his glass and he takes a sip of it. And what would you have me do?
You've given me, I imagine, what information you can. But if anything else comes up to your mind, you will know already how to find us. Do not spare any detail. If you are truly going to stay your hands and allow others to clean this mess, then you must give us the tools to do so. Otherwise, well, lower Skald and upper Skald will look closer than you might like.
Certainly. He
Again.
pauses. Please, continue.
None of my companions nor I care for legacy, nor are we pushing for some crown atop of any of our heads. We see problems, we wander from here to there, and we solve them where we can. But this is beyond the trivialities of some minor inconvenience. People are dying in a great number, and it is only going to get worse. We aim to stop it. I make this known to you, because we have encountered many who wish to be Meister Singers or else, clawing at the scraps of ambition and power. This does not interest us.
Can I interest you in a walk?
He will look towards his companions, who I imagine have heard all this, because Roswell has not been quiet at all.
Yeah.
A walk it is. And he's going to lick his fingers and put out the candle at the table.
Ooh. Okay.
Then take his hat off and put it over the unlit candle.
Okay.
After you, Harkon Lukas.
He will rise. Make a look to Cora. Some sort of unspoken communication between the two of them. Before he actually starts heading out the front door. And I will, for the sake of things, do you the favor of just revealing and moving. Is there anyone who is wishing to stay behind?
Are we invited on this walk?
He does make a nod, like when Rosvan sort of looks to you, collective. He does acknowledge the four of you over there.
Ophestial will look at everyone and kind of give them a raised brow look and stand up and follow.
Branson will follow suit.
Clem will do so, but I will offer, as I kind of walk over, I will offer a hand out to Lena, as if helping Lena stand up, but also in a bit more of like a assistive way than she's done in the past.
Lena would look up to the offer hands like, I don't know if I can yet.
I will look at Ophestial. Permission to stay with Lena.
Please, we'll be fine.
I would say
It might be important if you go, though. You're from around here.
Clem definitely looks conflicted and kind of
I promise
eyes.
I'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting in a bar.
If you say so.
I would say Branson puts a hand on Lena's shoulder, gives the same reassuring squeeze he gave like a few sessions ago, but under the table without anyone noticing, he will pass them the other silvered hand axe that he has.
She'll grasp and keep a hold of it.
I would like you to roll either a deception check or a sleight of hand.
Oh, they're both so good. Let's see here. All right. I'll take that 12 over the nat 1.
8. I forgot to change. Sorry.
You're good.
All right. And with that, those of you who are going to be joining Harkon Lukas, please go ahead and put your tokens over by him. And I will describe what the walk is like.
As we leave, Razvan will take the axe out of the table and kind of very artfully spin it and hand it the haft forward towards Branson.
Branson will take it with a nod.
I've intentionally left Clem a little bit away from the group because Clem is going to kind of lag behind the walk a little bit. Still listening in, but lag behind a little bit.
The walk itself is full of mist. The sounds from indoors, the ambient conversation fades. The thundering of the waterfall behind the island overwhelming the area with its thunder. As you enter into this space, this little road between buildings, lit by 5 lamps, and with the serene quiet of plant life, you do notice a festival is not contaminated with mold. You reach this point, Harkon stops in the middle and looks to the 4 of you. Now then, I suppose there won't be any unwilling or unwanted ears eavesdropping. Despite your show, very good show of that, you might consider using that charisma and that vibrato elsewhere. You made your point. A performer sees another performer and understands in kind, yet if the cult with no name is operating with anybody, anyone they can get their hands on, then you don't know, and I don't know, whose ears might eavesdrop and might hear the discussion that is about to unfold. You certainly got their attention, you certainly made a statement, and you certainly threatened their existence there in my bar. But if I am to share anything that I know in detail, why waste resources in wild cards that would otherwise be to your advantage?
I believe we are better understanding each other, Harkon Lukas.
I would hope. You caught me in a charitable mood. So, what are your questions?
Well, since it seems that you would have already heard of our exploits in the Cauldron, you know that we are seeking a cure for this rot that is breaking down and destroying so much around us.
That's what I heard.
Do you know anything about this cure?
Well, I can't say that I'm a man of herbalistic or alchemic talents. He seems to pause like he's thinking. I would like all of you to roll me an insight check.
Do.
The rolls are back.
Ugh.
On a 17, Branson, you get the sense that he is biding time. You also get the sense that while he has heard a great deal of things, he may also have another card up his sleeve. Festial, to you, you can clearly tell this man is biding time. Whether that's to gather his thoughts or because he is passive-aggressively getting back at Razvan, you can't tell. I guess my question about a cure is whether or not you are looking for natural resources or if you're looking for something a little kind of eyes the four of you more supernatural.
We are looking to stop the spread. If that is by natural means or unnatural means, matters very little to me.
He looks to the
May
rest
I
of you.
ask you something?
I did open it. I'd be disappointed if you didn't.
The state of Upper Skald and Lower Skald is very different from one another, and you said that there's something that you've been doing in the meantime. Did I hear that correctly? What exactly might that be?
I do travel. I don't stay in Skald, if that's what you're asking. Consider
Well, not
Skald like
exactly.
a home base for me.
What I'm getting at is what is different from Upper Skald to Lower Skald that has made the spread so much different.
Son, what do you know about architecture?
Probably nothing. Not much in particular, I don't think.
He's gonna walk over to this column. He's gonna put a hand on this. What is this made out of?
Can I tell from looking at it?
It's a stone. It's a stone column. It's okay. Stone, and the walls here, the walls here that kind of jut up from the ground are all stone walls, like cobblestone.
Well, it's stone, is it not?
Right. Right. Let me ask you this. You seem to be one who is attuned with nature. Which, as an aside, Kaz, a Festial, I leave that up to you whether or not he takes that as a dig. I don't know about you, but I've never seen mushrooms grow on plain old rock. Rock that doesn't have something else already growing on it. Now that could just be me, but I live next to our inn is right next to a waterfall, and I have yet to see anything other than the green, mossy algae grow upon these rocks.
Fair enough. You say something supernatural. I do agree that whatever we're dealing with is both of the natural and of the supernatural. So whatever we need to concoct to deal with it will probably need to contain elements of both, is essentially what my theory is.
Are you a magical sort?
Perhaps.
Between you and me, magic is not a commonplace in these parts. Depending on who you're talking to and where you go, some of them might even see it as a detriment. A curse. Yet if my knowledge serves me right, my own chef told me today that it was magic that caused our produce to be clean. Now, I don't necessarily know as you will be able to do something like that on a grander scale or if it'll even work.
That's essentially the problem I'm running into. Well, yes, it does work, and it does actually do as intended. Being able to do it in such a large scale and in front of so many eyes is unwise, I believe. So I'm trying to find alternatives.
You watch as the smile that crosses on his face becomes incredibly wicked. For a moment, the shadow that casts over him from behind grows longer, spanning almost 10 feet wide at the diagonal. He looks at you, Festial, and he says, "What are you willing to do to get it?"
I suppose that depends. But at this rate, if a small sacrifice or even a large sacrifice will help all of Kartakass at this point, worth looking into.
He's thinking, eyeing you up and down, eyeing the four of you, eyeing the lot of you. You want to help Kartakass as a whole. You think you got the chops to do it?
I think we have a better people here.
I'll tell you what. If you're willing to take it a step further and do something personal for me, I might give you some additional knowledge that might help you get what you need. I can't make any promises. That's the one caveat.
Secrets are only ever exchanged for secrets. That is the currency and laws of the land, as I'm sure you well know. So, With an offer like that, I must know what secrets you wish us to uncover.
Between you and me, people are simple. They're easily led astray, they're easily guided in a direction. It's very easy to convince a group of people to root for a certain side. With the right words, the right intonation. You can stun a room to silence with a single axe, in a grand speech. But can you sway a nation? I believe, and I believe you may already know, I believe that there is someone who seeks to take over the entirety of Kartakass and not just Skald. That someone is puppeting all of these people, these nameless, these folks who wish to die without a reputation. I think there's someone here who wants to eliminate all names so that only theirs bears importance.
And
And
you wish
between-
us to uncover who this is, then?
Oh, I want you to do more than that. See, between you and me, do I think that what I would like to see happen would simply, I don't know, fix the problems of the people? Probably not. But they do say that if you ever want to stop a movement, you must cull it at the root. I don't want you to just find out who it is. It's bad for business to keep something like that going around. Can't exactly promise a good place with a nice meal and a good drink when all the drink is black and all the food is rot. No, I don't want you to just figure out who it is. I want you to stop it. I know that you want to find a cure. I want you to take a step further. I want you to cull it at the root. I want you to nip it in the bud. I want you to stop the movement in its tracks.
Then we will need
Professor-
the information up front. Go ahead, Hephaestus.
Nope. Sorry, moments passed.
My bad. I'm sorry.
There are a few things that you can use surface level to your advantage. There are a few people here in Skald that you might find beneficial. I don't know if you've met them already. Rumor has it that this establishment is long since dead. I know for a fact it's not. It's up at the top of the cliffs, and he points over up the waterfall into the cliffs. And you can see it right there. All of you. You can see the Nature's Guild. Clear as day from this vantage point. There's a woman in there who knows more than she lets on. She's going to help you with the more natural sides of things. She's going to be able to tell you a little bit more about the lay of the land. You earn her trust. You have a key there. But I know that's not enough. Knowing people isn't enough. That's not a solution. You and I both know that. In Harmonia, there is A mage. There's a mage there. Good acquaintance of mine. Said mage has been the rumor to only those who pay attention. Says to have been able to, some say, pray to the gods. And he kind of laughs at that, just that's what they want to call it. Others think that they have a touch, a special touch, relationship to not only Harmonia, but Kartakass itself. I believe if you were to find a person who is going to know how to cure an ailment like this, a remedy, if you will, it's going to be them. It's going to be the combined knowledge of whatever you can get out of that kooky old hag, and he points to the Nature's Guild, and whatever you can get out of the lone mage still wandering the streets of Harmonia. If you are looking for items, perhaps we can make an arrangement, but I would need a show of good faith that I would be offering tools worthy of such heroes to hold them I don't want items. I want action.
Well, it seems as if your goals and our goals are one and the same anyway. So, thank you for the information on the Nature's Guild. We will definitely from them.
One more thing. A word of caution. If you plan to go to Harmonia, I would recommend don't let what you're doing catch the ears of the temple down there. And don't let your actions catch wind of the Meister Singer down there. Meister Singer of Harmonia is a very fragile individual, very insecure. Would not recommend, especially with that town's legacy, indicating that there might be a to their throne outside of the system. I don't imagine that would take too kindly to that.
Well, we appreciate the warning. And thank you for your time. I would
You
like
didn't
to think
quite
that the
answer
next
it.
time we meet...
No, you go first, sorry.
Sorry, I kind of forgot what the question was.
You were just saying that if you were the next time we meet, and then we had latency.
Okay, you ask, thoughts gone.
Sorry. You never did answer the question, though I guess we are in the trade of answering vaguely. I have a couple of items that might serve you well. Do you want them or not?
Oh, I mean, if you're offering them, gladly.
I need a show of good faith first, and the question is, what are you going to do?
Branson will like clear his throat, and having seen what Harkon was doing earlier, he'll reach into his pack and produce two things. One is 3 vials of ink that are very noticeably better than most ink that had probably been seen. And then the next he'll pull out would be the enchanted quill.
His eyes flash wide when he sees the quill.
You'll find this ink is as useful as this quill. I believe this should be fine enough collateral.
Not quite what I was asking for, but I ain't gonna say no to that. And he's
Brand-
gonna, if you're holding him out, he's gonna go over and take
Yep.
him.
Yep.
Not quite, again, what I was looking for. But we'll call this a down payment then. I'll go ahead. Produce the items. You're gonna want your 5th here. Give me 5 minutes. Again, bring your 5th, and I'll be right back. And without another word, he removes his hat, bows, walks off into the mist, and disappears.
Well, I'm certainly glad that he has not proven to be at least an immediate threat. Clem, would you mind receiving Lane?
I would be more than happy to. I begin to head back towards.
I will not pause you in that endeavor, but I will ask, this whole time, what has Lena been doing?
He's probably been fidgeting very nervously with that hand axe that has been handed to her. I wouldn't be surprised if she may have accidentally chipped off some of like the bark that may have been a fingernail.
Yeah.
Occasionally, like that she'll like try to listen to other people talking and the like, trying her best to look like she's still fitting in sitting at a corner booth, but I'm going to say she's objectively failing.
Yeah, in fact, I would say that while you're doing that, Coraline actually slides up beside you, and kind of looks to you and goes, "Your friends all left without you, huh?"
Oh, they went to go talk with the gentleman that was in the room. It looked like. They just had something important to talk about. I figured I'd just hold the booth.
Can I get you something while you're sitting here, or do you just want somebody to talk to? You look nervous.
I could certainly use a stiff ale, if possible.
Absolutely. Do you want something to eat as well, or just the ale for you?
Maybe a small bite to eat might be nice.
Any preference?
Not particularly. If there's something easily reachable, that's fine.
Yeah, you want something small, right?
Yeah.
How about I get you? Go ahead and do me a solid.
Uh-huh.
Roll me 2d8.
You got it. Oh, I reached my physical dice. Hang on, let me just like this. 9 total.
Now I want some of that in real life. You know what? I got a sweet treat for you. You like something sweet?
Sure.
All right. I'll surprise you then. Give me just a minute. And she first makes a pit stop over at the bar. Obviously putting in the drink order. Drops that off to you and then immediately disappears. Clearly to go get that food for you. And I would say it's at this point, right as she is starting to return with the food, that Clem, you would start your way in through the front door. Lena, what she has brought for you, she has brought you 2 side dishes. She has brought you a half of an acorn squash that has been cooked in some what looks to be and smells to be some brown sugar and butter melted on the inside,
Oh.
and stewed apples and cinnamon.
Oh, both those sound really good. Holy shit. She looks at that and it's like, oh, this actually smells wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, take a load off. Have a bite to eat. If you need anything, I'll be right over, okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
And we'll say, for the sake of things, it's at that point that Clem, you reconvene at the table, finding Lena enjoying it. I mean, these are cooked to perfection. Exactly just as crunchy and gooey as they need to be. It is like melting in your mouth, Lena.
Oh,
I
she's finally.
don't suppose.
Huh?
Go ahead. Go.
Oh, she's finally like trying to relax a little bit.
I don't suppose you can take that to go.
Oh, Clem.
Hello.
I'm certain we might be back here, like, unless we need to go elsewhere.
I'm not sure. I've been asked to collect you.
Oh. I'm not sure, but and she will reach into she'll reach into like her coin pouch and leave she would leave a gold on the table. Not sure how much it costs, but we'll say, oh, okay, I'm ready to go.
Would you like me to carry your food for you?
Sure, that might be helpful, yes.
I am going to reach out and a little like swirl of mist will appear vaguely in a hand shape, and I'll pick it up and I'll carry it out with mage hand.
You can have a bite too if you want.
Oh, I would be more than happy to.
But she will stand up and like kind of like weirdly try to keep the axe like under her cloak or something, because now she realizes she has to carry out like a silvered hand axe. But she will follow Clem.
I make my way back to the rest of the group with Lena in tow.
Yeah, absolutely. I am, for just a second, if the 5 of you can reconvene and stall, I am grabbing one more thing from the DM, the behind the DM screen.
Yeah.
Quick, Kaz, rock, paper, scissors. Go. 1, 2, 3. Scissors.
Well, obviously I pick rock.
Damn it! Why do I always lose at this?
Never be first.
When Elena comes back outside, she would say, "Here's the axe back, Branson. Thank you for letting me hold on to it."
Branch just nods, takes it, and puts it back into his belt. He's putting away like a bag that he apparently pulled something out of.
Where did he go? She looks nervous.
Ophestiel turns to Lena. Listen, he stepped away because he is actually aiding us. Don't feel like you're pressured to even participate or address him. He just asked that we were all present.
All right. I don't I don't want to be rude, but when you get told about individuals that are equivalent to the things that go bump in the night, and you get to see them face to face, it's a little worrying.
I understand, but he's not been as I fear you think he might be. At least for now.
All right, I will trust you.
Just a second. I'm trying to find the page for the item that he's about to give you. So if you could give me like 2 more
Oh.
seconds.
Yeah, no sweat.
Yeah, I apologize for the delay. I thought I had it open and then I did not.
I mean, might also be a pretty good time to call, like, the bathroom break.
Yeah, actually, why don't we go ahead and just do that? That's a smart move. Look at you using
Big brain
Let's
moment.
go ahead and call
Big
yeah,
brain!
break.
Also, we can finally unclinch for at least
Alright.
half a second.
Seriously.
Awesome scene, Zan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Zan, that was
Very
great.
well done.
You had a good scene partner. Thank you, Cyrus.
Thank you.
But hey, chat, how you doing?
Hey, what up, chat?
But no, I love how much that like score sounds like a Sergio Leone track, but it also does a great job of heightening up all anxiety, which is what all Sergio Leone music's for. I might just watch The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly tonight.
Can I get a picture of Branson and Billy Gunn's outfit, the Axeman?
Oh lord. I mean, if Trinket's still in chat, you might have just talked that into existence.
Mr. Axe.
I mean, yeah. I'm currently rocking now on Discord their latest time I mentioned a meme in front of them, and now that's my PFP.
Ram.
That's also funny now that I'm thinking about it, because he also became the manager for the Acclaimed, the most barred tag team you could have right now. But yeah, stretch water, drink legs. And the joke's on you, Bubba. My brain was already smooth. Also, now you check my sheet to make sure I took those items off. There they are. Wow, those have been sitting there for a while.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for having the site to give him something, because I'm like, I don't know what you want.
I mean, I've got something to, like, add to flavor of them, but that'd be a Branson to Harkon talk. Though, from some behind-the-scenes messages, there might still happen some of that. I might have to do some rolls. Whew. Also, I can't stress how much I, like, knee-jerk just flinched when he mentioned that, the cook just flat out told him we use magic to fix the food.
I mean, why wouldn't he? It's pretty fucking weird.
Yeah, it's again both I and Branson's lack of forethought of, oh, of course they would tell them. I fixed the problem. I created a new problem, but I did not know I would.
Well,
I mean, it still got us free lunch.
free food is always good.
Okay. Well, good thing I found what I was looking for.
Yay.
Yeah.
A
Oh yeah.
Now I am going to step away for 2 seconds. I'm going to go refill my water.
Go right ahead.
Hell yeah.
It is hot. I have 4 drinks.
I'm only just finishing on my first one.
I'm like, this is where peak neurodivergency comes out because I have to have water. I have to have tastier water, which lately has been liquid IVs. I have a caffeine, and then I have a bubbly water.
Just shaking your hand.
Yo, liquid IV, I fucks with that.
Dude, this shit is so good.
Saves my fucking life.
Well, and
What's your
like,
favorite
I'm
flavor?
the kind of person that, I like the peach one.
Valid.
Peach is good.
You're the kind of person who?
Oh, I'm just like I pound water like a crazy person. In most forms. So if I ever like don't have them on me, it's kind of a disaster. It's also like 90 something degrees today, and I am outside. And that is not fun.
Oh, I feel for you. Checking a few things. But yeah, I was also really glad that I remembered I had those things because the only other item I have on me is the symbol of Ravenkind, and I'm not telling anybody I've got that shit anymore.
No, don't do that.
Yeah.
Well, and I know something else being hinted at, and I'm just not picking up on it. So I'm like, I don't know what to say or do, and I don't really have any super important that should not be handed over or of a higher, I suppose, emotional value.
Also finding out he just casually knows about the Nature's Guild, I'm just like, oh great. Also, Bubba, thank you for the gift sub to Marchus Van Morandi.
I'm returned.
Welcome back.
You ready
You're
for
welcome back.
Hello.
Oh, here it comes.
Ooh, nice.
Oh.
Clean.
Angles.
I
I love that my mic is so like it'll pick up that. There's a lot it won't pick up, but it'll pick up that.
That and Dex are
Yep.
like the two things.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Oh, that cat.
I love hearing cat noises in the distance.
It's how you know Juji is always there.
Very ominous. Very cat.
Juji in the distance.
I know. It just... like you can't see him, but he's there.
It's like a sort of like a twist on the thing of the verbiage of I have approximate knowledge of all things. So Juji is an approximate like location to all things.
I mean, you have no idea what that cat's stealth. You have no idea where they could be at any minute.
Correct. You're better off assuming that they are there and they are watching than to assume they are not.
So, like, a cursed thought that I have been holding on to that I
Yay,
just want
we
to
love those.
ask about on stream.
Yes.
So, you know how cats, and I know that there are a lot of folks in this call that own cats. You know how cats demand to be in the bathroom with you at all times?
Of course they do.
What, pray tell, is a werecat's equivalent to that?
Oh. You're right,
something
it is cursed.
between. I imagine it's equivalent to your sleep paralysis demon, except specifically just for bathroom.
Bathroom paralysis demon. Good raid message.
Paralysis.
Write that down. Remind me later.
I know.
got it.
Somebody write it down. Oh, that's fucking cursed.
I mean, I said it was cursed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a gradient on
Sure
this stream
is.
typically.
I mean, it's also kind of a given, considering our subject matter, but, like, that's, like, next level.
Because, like, if you guys have decided that this cat is your roommate effectively on the ship,
I don't think we decided. I think it just happened.
Cat
Well-
distribution system and all
I
that.
was about to say, thank you, Leah. Like, well, that is the cat distribution system. Like that you guys got your cat. I don't know what to tell you.
Then, like, what? Everybody always wants a pet, so there you go.
Truly, truly.
Who's your,
So then
your TTRPG cat?
So then the thing becomes again the question of like, so like the mundane stuff that we never talk about, right? About having a cat. Obviously it feeds itself. But like certain level of privacy goes out the door when you own a cat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna let that ruminate.
I'm just imagining the kind of person that you're like, okay, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, and they always say, yeah, okay, I'll come with you, like every single time.
Every time.
And then when you go into the bathroom, they will wait for you to be done. Like they'll just like hang out, talking to you. Like they'll just wait in the bathroom for you to be done.
You know what the weird part about this is? It's something specific with cats, because I know people that have this issue with dogs, but it doesn't feel the same. Like with dogs and their doofy little
The
faces.
dog
It's
is a
something
very
specific-
different energy.
Yeah.
I think dogs feel like there's some sort of distress.
Yeah.
Yeah,
With cats,
right?
it's malicious.
Like it feels like they're coming to check in on you. A dog.
I know,
like,
they
hey,
think
hey,
something's
are you
wrong.
okay? Like, oh,
Yeah,
you're sitting
yeah,
down.
no,
or you
it,
go
like-
to the bathroom. I'll look out for you, right?
Yeah, no, it feels like distressing and or protective with cats. Like there is a sense of there's a sense of maliciousness in their face whenever they do that.
I love cats. I'm a cat person. It feels like they want to crawl into your skin when you're in the bathroom.
Sometimes. Yeah. No, like
So like my mom. So before he became officially my mom's cat, like we have reached the point where the cat distribution system has also worked on my mom, and Dex's brother Lonnie has become my mom's cat, right? It's still a thing where like what he will do is if the door is closed, he will put his little peats underneath the door to try to open the door.
I had a
Here's
cat that did that.
Here's the problem. If that door is even remotely open, like it's not fully latched, he will open the door. And he will come in. And if you are in that specific bathroom, he will go. So the positioning is like this is a case where like there's a standing shower and it's right next to the toilet. He will walk into the middle of the standing shower and he will sit there and he will watch. Very voyeuristically. It's horrible. It's terrible.
Yeah.
I have a cat who will meow and paw at the door until you open the door in the restroom, and then she'll just keep meowing until she is on my shoulders and head. She literally is this meme.
Is it Percy?
Oh Lord.
No. Percy's like that everywhere else but the bathroom, but this is
amazing.
One of my all black
God.
kitties. She needs to stand on my shoulder and head when I'm in the restroom for whatever reason. Doesn't matter what I'm doing. I can put on makeup or whatever. She's like, no, I need to do this.
Well, are we all back?
Sounds like it.
Lee, are you back?
Yee.
Vaughn, are you back?
Yes.
Cass?
Maybe.
I love the delay. Your icon lit up green, turned off from being green, and then I heard your voice. Fantastic. Thank you, Discord.
Thanks,
Skelly?
Discord.
Yep, I'm here.
All right, we ready to jump back in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are back in this thing, and just as on cue, from the mists of which he left, Harkon Lukas reemerges, and his, unironically, the best way that I can describe it is that his entrance is announced not by his footfalls, but by the clattering of armor. You recognize that sound. Each of you has heard that sound many a times.
Are we about to fight in the Denny's parking lot? What's happening?
Do you turn to look?
Yes, and Razvan will kind of lean against this pillar.
Yeah. What you see on his person, he's slung a giant, sack over his shoulder and he's carrying it out. And as he emerges, he sets it, and even when he tries to put it down lightly, because you are in such close proximity, all you hear is a clatter. But you can tell once again that if you were outside of range, you would not hear anything but the waterfall. I promise some items that would help you on your way. I do not give these lightly, and I hope you do not misunderstand my intention in aiding you. in giving you these.
Of course.
He kind of looks to the lot of you, every single one of you. And the first thing that he does is he reaches in and he pulls out what immediately looks like a folded bundle of fabric. Your eyes drawn immediately to I believe there's only one person in the call who's going to get this, but that's okay. To what appears to be a jacquard pattern of reds against oranges.
What might this be?
I'm so glad you asked. I offer this, the first of 5. This cloak serves to increase the, shall we say, protection of whoever wears it. It will assist the wearer in their ability to protect and defend themselves, and potentially get out of slippery situations should they need it.
As if some sort of cloak of protection.
+1.
+1. It's got a little 1 on it. Rosvan will offer to take it before handing it to, if it's handed over, handing it to Ophestiel.
He then reaches in and he pulls out. Give me just a second. I gotta make sure I have the right. Yeah, a chain of gold, and upon the middle is a golden pendant. You see magical runes carved, engraved inside of it, and you see the depiction of what you now recognize to be the symbol of Melil.
He will take it. Okay.
Yeah, sure. As you take it, this will, to those of a weaker stature in health, will give the wearer a bit more resiliency.
We'll hand that over to Ophestiel as well.
I'm sensing a pattern here.
I mean, there's 3 to be a pattern. Right now, it's just 2. You know,
Right now, it's just coincidental.
Yeah.
Okay, but if it happens one more time, I'm gonna get offended.
Now you can say, now you can say, is it golden here? Whenever you.
The next thing he pulls out is a ring. It, a golden band for certain, but the little jewel on the inside has this almost putrid jade green with blackened swirls inside of the gem. He holds it out.
He will take it.
This, well, this should assist you with having a bit more resiliency to specifically the fungus and the damage it can do.
to deny the shippers any rights, he will casually and jovially flip the ring like a coin over towards Branson.
Branson will just catch it.
Next, he pulls out a simple cord necklace, but from its center, a direwolf tooth dangles.
Ooh.
This will increase your sense of power with a bit of a cost. But, in my experience, the benefit tends to outlive the drawbacks.
Razvan will hold on to it for now.
He looks then between you, between Branson, and between Lena. I ask above table because this is going to determine how I describe this. Which of the three of you would benefit from an armor upgrade?
Well, we're getting armor for Razvan, but it's in piecemeal. Above game, I've been sitting at 16 with a breastplate, so I'm fine, but I can always get higher if I need it.
I'm at 15, though I can only use medium armor due to the detriment of my subclass.
Then you should probably take it.
Is it an upgrade or is it heavier armor we're getting?
It's an upgrade. It will be essentially the same level of armor, so light, medium, or heavy, that the person is going to be, I'll be blunt, attuning to, but it has a buff.
Then yeah, by all means, Lena.
Okay. Only if everyone's okay with it.
Yeah, you're gonna be frontlining, so you need the armor.
He pulls out a very intricate grayscale armor. You see upon it etched stabs, music notes, actual tunes around each and every single hem. And you see in it, in like the, if you want to call it like the chest armor piece, right? However you would imagine that. You see the face of a wolf, teeth bared, howling. As if when you look at it from two different angles, one of a snarl, the other of a howl, it seems to almost shift as you look at it from different perspectives. And he holds it out.
It sounds really cool. I'm excited for the upgrade, but all I can think of is Lena wearing like one of those gas station wolf shirts.
Okay, now I gotta draw that later.
Now you gotta draw that.
Do
I
it!
gotta draw.
Oh, fuck.
She very cautiously begins to like walk forward. There's definitely fear kind of like lingering as she kind of like approaches over by Razvan. Thank you.
Again, consider this an investment.
Of course.
I hope that me giving you these boons is not only a show of good faith, but also a promise that you will not disappoint me.
Razvan will take off his glove and motion to shake his hand.
He will put his cane in the crook of his elbow and shake your hand. I need a strength check.
Oh, he's one of those guys. Oh, I hate these guys. 18.
It's a firm handshake.
Okay.
It's a very firm handshake. One full of not only confidence, but almost as like a very like domineering. That sort of thing that you would look at him and you'd be like, this guy, this frail old dude, and then he hits you with a firm handshake that almost throws you off balance, but you meet him in kind. What does an 18 strength check look matching the energy of Harkon Lukas?
You say that you are invested. Know that we are as well. As he kind of shakes his hands. But know that our blades come for the throat of tyrants. You aid us in this day. It will not be forgotten. Pray that our allyship remains as such.
Noted. With pleasure.
He'll exit the handshake.
Yeah. Now then. Are there any more looming questions? Any doubts? Any other
One
things?
final thing. A request, if it were.
He gestures for you to speak your piece.
Somehow, I do not find the idea of you going from way station to way station, each gate, being charged as you were to exit and go as you please. If you could put in a word with the guard captain so that we are not stopped every time we have to go from upper to lower Skald, it would be appreciated.
I'll see what I can do. Can't make any promises, but I can certainly put in a word.
That is all I ask.
Anybody else? Y'all been quiet.
Clem is kind of behind the rest of the group, and they're actually reading cards.
Okay.
I've just been doing a reading a little bit in the background for whenever you are but Saris, I'm gonna do one last shuffle here. Would you mind telling me stop when you feel ready?
Sure. Stop.
All right, top, bottom, middle.
Bottom.
Ooh. I stand up with the card kind of held out face down and flip it so it would flip the correct direction. And it is an upright King of Pentacles.
Mm.
This is for you.
For me. Takes a look at the card. He grins. And as he sees what card it is, that wicked smile once again appears on his face. The shadows grow longer on his features and on the ground. Very interesting.
The cards reveal many truths, often through lying. But based on your reaction, I take it you don't need a reading, though I offer one nonetheless.
Readings are often shall we say, the interpretation of the voices inside. I'd like to hear it regardless of my knowledge.
The King of Pentacles often refers to a position of power, someone who is either in social or financial good standing, but drawing it often means, especially upright, that you are on the verge of some positive action of some kind, a change for the better, though usually it refers specifically to the individual pulled for and not the greater good. Take from that what you will.
Done and done. He slips the card in his pocket. You sure you don't need this?
I make another one every time I give a reading.
How crafty.
Clem just doesn't say anything with that. Clem is just staring, not like daggers, just really intently meeting this guy's eye.
Oh, and he's not flinching.
Real quick, will we need time to learn what each of these items do with like an identify, or can we know what they do?
I was gonna say, you are welcome to. You should have the diamond. You should be able to identify them.
Okay. I suppose, if you do not mind, Harkon Lukas, we can retire back to the bar and continue our discussions.
If you would like.
Kind of gesturing for the bar to go back where they were, and Harkus to go back what he was doing.
Yep. He's actually gonna. He's not even gonna wait. He's gonna nod to all of you and. Well, I look forward to our next encounter. And he disappears again into the mist.
Razvan will look towards Clem. Can you do that as well?
Do what?
Travel to the mists as you wish.
Yes. As a matter of fact, I can.
It is certainly a trick I would like to learn.
I'd be happy to show you what I can. The trick is not hard, but I warn you that very often it is not fully at your will. You must give yourselves to the mist, at least in my experience, and trust they deliver you where you shall be.
He will nod.
Razvan, I hold a card out towards you. Zan, let me know when you want me to stop.
Stop.
Top, middle, top. You got it. I love when this works. I hand you a Jack of Cups.
Damn.
Love when that shit happens. A reading? Do you need one, or do you wish to contemplate the card on your own?
Your eye is more trained in this than mine. By all means. Do what divinations you will. I will listen.
More than happy to. Well, the Jack is complicated, but not impossible to figure out. It is the most dependent on the suit it is a part of. But with cups, especially upright, it often indicates someone who is following their heart, coming into their own, trying to avoid the pitfalls of illusion, grandeur, and societal pressure, though it often indicates a conflict between what someone wants and what someone feels they must do. It also often refers to artists.
Poignant, I suppose.
I hand you the card.
He will take it. Kind of stuff it in his pocket for now.
Clem is not very dexterous, does it? But definitely seems like she knows how to handle cards, and so we'll do one more flick. And Ephestiel, Kaz, same to you. Let me know. Tell me when to stop, and I will pull and where you want it pulled from.
Okay. Stop.
Alrighty. Top, middle, bottom.
Middle.
Middle. It would be a major arcana for our captain. I hand you strength, inverse.
The noise I just made.
I offer you the same question and the same offer. I can read for you, or you can contemplate it on your own.
I'm sure your interpretation would be than mine.
If you wish it. Strength is often referring to a generous, wise, kind, a leader of some kind, a person who in some way gives influence over your life, though in reverse, it will often mean a difficulty to integrate your passion, a fighting between your nature and your desires, which will end up leaving you feel weak or a failure. Though, the interpretation I like to give is that it is from a point of learning from your mistakes. Many people who draw strength upright have a inherent natural constitution or will about them. But those who draw it in reverse, it often refers to their ability to move past difficulty and reclaim what they lose. And I hand you the card.
He'll take it and stare at it for a second. Well, if I didn't know you any better, I'd say you've known me a long time. Interesting. The supernatural works out, isn't it? And he will pocket it.
The cards know much more than I do, and Clem begins to put them away.
Do you take some time out here to do identify?
I think Rosbon would like to head back towards the corner bar we were at, or
Sure.
corner table we were at, and identify them there.
Sure, absolutely. Is there anything else you all wish to do before you head back?
Branson will offer Lena his... Rosbon will offer his arm to Lena.
She would absolutely accept it, as well as help carry in the armor and everything.
He'll also offer his arm to Branson, but he knows Branson won't take it.
As we're heading back, since Rosvan kind of hooked arm with Lena, I would actually turn to Branson. Branson, I know your feelings about magic and prophecies and fate. You've told me a bit as much. I give you an offer to do a reading. I will not do one for you.
I would say Branson,
No pressure.
Branson doesn't turn back to Clem, but Clem probably will have noticed that Branson's been kind of fixedly looking at the torch in front of him, specifically almost like the shadows it's casting, and then he just kind of gives a kind of affirmative shrug in their direction as he kind of just keeps looking at it.
Clem begins to flick through the cards, but we'll walk inside.
You're welcome to go ahead and position yourself where you would like to sit.
To me, my bar folk.
Ah,
Oh,
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
I don't know what happened there. My computer, Chrome
The
can sometimes
mists
lag my
truly
computer
work in
the
mysterious
fuck out.
ways.
Yeah.
Mm.
But
Clem
I will take
is-
corner bar as I'm doing the
Clem had
as I'm
brief
doing
zoomies
the
for a
creepy
second.
reading thing.
Clem had the zoomies. I was
The
about to
spirit
say,
of Juji
Clem,
entered
just
Clem.
let the mist take them wherever.
I close my eyes, I open my arms, I turn to mist, and I like boop, boop, bing, boop, bing, boop, bing, boop, bing, boop, bing, and then it just appear there.
Like source source like
That's exactly how.
like connection sounds.
At any point, for you, Vaughn, you can let me know to pull. Otherwise, Clem is just playing with the cards until you say so.
All right, I would say pull and top.
Alrighty, pull top. I hand you the chariot inverse.
Ooh.
Clem's eyebrow would cock at that one a little bit, like, Once again, a reading or your own thoughts?
Why not the reading?
So be it. The chariot often represents determination, triumph, willpower, the ability to push through obstacles and overcome them, a great journey. Though in reverse, it shows a lack of focus, perhaps a splitting of desires. Often these cards will show a fork in a road, and the inverse tells you that you are at a point where you may choose one of either path. It indicates losing your way. And slide the card over towards you.
He'll take it, just kind of lazily stare at while tapping while picking up one of his drinks that he left behind.
Lena, I wouldn't leave you out if you wish one.
She like looks up from she's been like staring at the armor for a good bit of time, but she looks up, and says, certainly. I think that might be nice.
Top, middle, bottom. Say when.
Now, from the middle.
I hand you the sun inverse. This is a full deck, by the way, and that was 3 major arcana.
She looks curiously at the card that depicts the Sun Arcana and says, "What does it mean?"
The sun often means victory, overcoming pure triumph, a overwhelming victory. Though inverse, it doesn't mean loss. It means victory through obstacles. It means succeeding despite the things that would otherwise hamper you.
I see.
Usually tells you to push through something difficult, for rewards wait on the other side. And I slide the card towards you.
She would gingerly pick it up, and she would, out of her pack, she would actually pull out that dungeon card and look at both of them.
They're very different. They're very, very different. The make, the design, even the meaning. Lena, as you look to
the two cards.
Even the feeling, the energy behind both of the cards is profoundly different. I would ask, Clem, what sort of energy do you feel exists in the card being held?
Clem's cards in general, or the one that I just handed to Lena?
The one that you just handed Lena.
It's like the feeling of sun burning away a heavy, heavy fog or mist. That feeling of warmth that pushes through the cold, heavy humidity that would otherwise obscure it.
There is a darkness that you just feel within the dungeon card. It is subtle, it is morose. It almost feels like an energy vibrating between your fingers. While both without sentience and animate, it somehow also feels full of life and mystery. And the contrast between these two in your fingers is jarring.
She kind of purses her lips, like kind of like looking between them, and makes sure to tuck them away somewhere gingerly, as to keep them very safe. And she looks back to Clem and says, "Thank you. That meant a lot. Raised my spirits a little bit," she says with a almost like a shy smile. Still, almost a little paler green than she usually is. Still.
Clem's eyes kind of crease in a smile. Well, this went differently than I thought it would. Razvan, how do you feel after your conversations with him? You were the most intent on meeting. Figure you should be the first to speak on our conversations.
Looking up from the items that he's inspecting, the glass of wine, the bit of diamonds, and the owl feather he's kind of using to magically deduce what each of them do. He's kind of just pensively thinking to himself before looking up towards Clem. Well, now that I've made the measure of the man and met him truly, I understand more of the situation as it is here. They have offered to give us aid, information, and now items. I'd rather doubt that could have gone any better, all things considered. I don't like the man, at least yet, but he has proven, at least to me, that he is not a part of the evils that are happening here.
Clem cocks an eyebrow at that, like very, very clearly. Really? Because I got the opposite impression.
You believe they're helping the cult with no name?
No. But what you said specifically was that they are not part of the evils of this land. And that I do not think is true.
Perhaps a poor choice of words. Forgive me. They are not a part of what we seek to end, at least yet. That being said, I am curious what evils you believe they are a part of.
I'm not certain. My ability to read people is lacking. It's what the cards are for. They read them for me. While my ability to suss someone's intentions tends to lack. I have a natural inclination to think the best of people, and yet every time he spoke, it was as if the mists themselves tickled my spine and caused a cold shiver to run up it.
Well, I'd rather doubt you get to live this long in Kartakass without having an ample amount of blood and underhands and skeletons in your closet. But, again, at least at the time being, he is not moving against us. We have to take one battle at a time.
That I do agree with. But seeing as though we spoke with him and he seemed willing to work with us, Festial, does that change our plans for information gathering moving forward?
He sits and contemplates for a minute. The drink that Clement brought him earlier was untouched. He's kind of spinning it around on the table. I don't believe it does. I told him directly our goals are essentially, so we just need to keep moving. The only thing that I really feel is necessary and important is that we add it, because time is of the essence still and always. I think tracking down where these contaminated shipments are coming from is going to help us move along. And I do believe stopping in at the Nature's Guild will probably aid us in our future endeavors before we leave Skald in search of, well, probably more horrors that are awaiting us there.
It does appear the winds of change are still at our backs. Let us catch it and see where they go while we have it. That being said, unless there are any further questions or business here, I would recommend a lot of you head back towards the ship for rest. I believe I will be remaining here for the evening.
Give Cora my best. I have heard her services are quite good. She has solicited them from me more than once, and while that is not necessarily what my preferences lie, I would be lying if I hadn't heard that her company is quite memorable. You have a lovely evening. Though, would you like me to send Omen to keep an eye on you, just in case?
Worried about me or curious?
I believe Omen would be curious, and I am worried.
Here, Wink. Do whatever you feel you must. Whatever gives you most comfort that night. That's all we can ever ask for.
This is where I'm going to interject and pause. While you were having that scene, I didn't want to interrupt, but I put in the notes and handouts channel of our Discord 4 of the 5 item descriptions. But I left one out. Rosvan. As you go to identify the 5th item, something is wrong. You hold in your hands the simple cord necklace with the dire wolf tooth dangling from it. You feel in an instant you're being watched, but not by somebody in the room. No, like you have caught the attention of something or someone greater. And worse, the item feels, despite you staring at it and the component in your hand, the component untouched. You still have it. You are not inhibited. The spell goes off, but in doing so, the item feels, almost looks shrouded. Like it itself is shrouded in a mist or in a darkness. you are able to read some of the information. The rest of it, hidden, by which you are uncertain if it is from a spell of a higher level, so to speak, or a different, shall we say, force preventing you from being able to fully read this item. You do not know. You are not certain. This necklace won't even give you its name. But you do know that it requires attunement. You do know that whoever wears it and attunes to it, the necklace will grant a +1 bonus to all ability checks and saving throws. However, and this is where it gets muddied, there's a curse. Literally. There's a curse upon those who wear the necklace. However, the nature of this curse, the details of it, unfortunately, whatever it is that doesn't want you to learn about this item is preventing you from understanding the nature of this curse.
And it's +1 to all ability checks and saves.
Yep.
Okay.
So, you get the sense from your identify spell, Harkon Lukas was not lying. It is quite the boon, but there is a cost.
Razvan will pass out the other 4 items. Who wants what?
Well, the ring is naturally useless to me, as he just kind of, like, flicks his lip up and you see the bit of his slightly larger, like, eye teeth. I'm naturally resistant to poisons.
Oh, don't all speak up at once. Do not make me give them out. I can promise you I will make the wrong
Sorry, I'm
decision.
reading. I'm reading.
Clem seems like not really engaged. Like Clem is like leaned over and is very intently like working on some new cards.
If anyone protests, might I take that amulet? I feel that if I'm going to be handling most of the fungal samples, that might be the most beneficial.
I'll hand it to you. Lena, I would imagine you fancy this armor. I think it would suit
I
you
would
well.
certainly put it to good use. I know we still plan on getting you at least a well-fitted set, hopefully.
Yeah, well,
Unless you wish to partake of this armor instead.
No, by all means.
You just want to see me do that drawing.
No.
We need the drawing. It's canon now.
Branson, Clem, there's a cloak and a ring still left.
Sorry, what?
There is a cloak and a ring still left. We will need it, I imagine, upon our journeys forward.
Clem seems almost like stunned, like a bit surprised, like very. You offered these to me.
They were gifts to us 5. Not for me to give, but to all of us. For services I would imagine that we have already done and what is lied ahead of us.
I just kind of look across the group. Branson, have you chosen anything to wear or take?
I will be fine with or without magic items, but as I've said, the ring is useless to me.
I push
Yell.
the cloak towards you, yeah.
All right. Branson will just shrug and kind of tie it off around his belt.
Razvan.
Yes.
Clem flicks a single copper piece out of their pocket. Heads or tails?
Well, what kind of night do I want it to be? Perhaps tails.
So be it. Clem smiles almost sadly. Heads, I'm sorry to say.
What is this in regards to?
I was going to decide between us who got the ring from it, though I was hoping fate would be on your side.
Oh no. I saved my chance and my luck for something else. And Rosso's gonna put on the necklace.
All right.
And we'll slip on the ring. Oddly enough, I don't know if any of you would notice, Clem would slip it on their ring finger, actually.
So, 5 of you donning your new spoils. Those of you who've chosen to put it on, and those of you who now simply have it. I ask, what would you like to do? Or is there anything else you would like to do in the inn before going your separate ways?
That's on you guys. I'm staying here.
Yeah, I believe our business is doing as.
Finally unclench a little bit and have that apple stew with cinnamon.
Yeah. Very
Okay,
good.
are they small apples or are they large apples?
They're larger.
Okay. Damn, not punky.
She's not even here.
No.
They're very tart, by the way. They're more tart type of apple. It is, like I said, very good. Even cooled down a little bit. They are very good.
She would definitely take a second to try and relax before ready to help everyone go back to the boat.
While the 5 of you are taking the moment to relax, you do eventually see the curtain open, and both Lychee and Asriel step out. There is a moment of silence between the two of them before Asriel slips past and leaves the establishment. Lychee, on the other hand, sees the 5 of you, waves, then goes to sit. Actually in the spot where Harkon Lukas used to be. The 5 of you do notice, as the place starts to become more and more packed, Harkon does not return at this time.
Ross
Well-
will pen a small poem.
Clem will look curiously at it and then not actually ask about it and look over towards Avestiel. Well, we should give Razvan his privacy. To the boat then, Captain.
He'll stand up and bow at Razvan. Stay safe tonight. Not that I should warn you, but as a test of good faith, we'll meet that morning.
Indeed. Take care of Juji for me.
Of course. And walk out.
Before we get to the ship, I will not go into great detail as per, my own limitations, but I do ask Razvan, is it simply to exchange goods and services of the carnal kind? Or are there other motives that you have while you are here at this establishment?
Entirely other motives.
I figured as much. You are taken to a room. Give me a second to reveal some areas on the map. Roll20 has decided to cause violence. My war is never ending. I believe, actually. I'm double checking a thing on my map. Give me just a moment. Yeah, that's what I thought. Give me just a second to hide all areas. All is hidden. Fantastic. I actually am going to take you to the second floor. You don't see much, Razvan. In fact, interestingly, Coraline takes you and bypasses the there's like a little book where a lot of guests are sitting to sign their name if they plan to stay for the entire night. You notice she has bypassed that as she takes you upstairs. I am trying to reveal what you can see on the second floor, but I am currently at war with Roll20. There we go. Okay. And now I can bring you over to the second floor. You see the lounging area. You see the hearth. The fact that there is nobody there. There is even a table set up as if waiting for someone to enjoy a meal there, and yet there is no one there. The two of you make your way into the room, and she gives you a very coy smile. Quite the show you had there. Am I in for a similar treat, or what suits your fancy?
He'll smile. Was this hat left at the table before they went upstairs?
That's up to you. That's up to you.
Well, I mean, like, did someone take the hat, or was it still there when we
Nope,
got back?
it was left there.
He'll bring the hat up with him. Please, have a seat.
She looks confused, but she does.
And he'll lean up against kind of the wall and the door.
Sure.
My mother is a courtesan of great repute where I'm from, actually. I suppose, in a way, I wanted to recruit you out of familiarity.
Like, you want a maternal figure? Or.
No, nothing like that. He'll kind of smile, showing a fang. There is a blood that courses through my body. It is thin, but it is still calling to me. I feel a thirst that no wine, ale, nor spirit of any kind can seem to satiate. Water, it does not find me well. But blood, it... I find that it fuels me.
And you want someone who's willing.
I do not want to make a monster of myself. In honor of those who have raised me, will not become what has brought them, many of them, low. So I ask you, if you are willing. If not, there will be no harm to come to you. You will still get your evening's pay, regard.
You see a wicked smirk cross over her face. I knew there was something about you that was very familiar. Like you really did fit in here. Huh. I guess the Old Kartakan Inn always attracts those who it will have.
He'll smile. There is an
And
air
you-
about the place. Yes. Go ahead.
Nope, sorry. Please continue.
No, he was just going to confirm that, but go ahead.
One day you might understand. But I won't reveal all of our secrets just yet. You've revealed one to me. I'll reveal one to you. It's only fair, it's only custom. I won't charge for it. I will charge for the bite, though.
He smiles.
The walls have ears, and this inn, unlike any other inn in Skald, attracts a certain clientele. And let's just say, it almost has a way of doing so without anyone trying. You. And she says this very coyly, doing the whole like lean forward, her hand brushing against her own, down her own leg towards her ankle. She kind of coyly tilts her head to the side. She looks at you with almost a sidelong glance. You are only affirmation of that fact. And as we cut to black, she allows you. She doesn't even pay you full price because you're not using her full, shall we say, services. She will pay. She will charge you 5 silver. Actually,
He's still gonna leave the full price, but he is going to cast sleep on her so that it is painless.
Okay.
And then take a bite from, I presume, the ankle is what she was pointing at.
Nope. She was
Oh.
allowing you to go for that. She was just doing a very seductive pose, but she was
fair.
100% revealing her neck towards you.
And after draining, not enough to cause any form of harm, he will leave his hat on the kind of side table, the collection of gold. Let's say 2 gold unless it's more.
Oh, she was gonna charge you 1 for
2 gold it is.
like one night, like a gold a night sort of deal.
Gonna leave 2 gold and a poem.
Okay.
There you go. and then before she wakes up, he will disappear into the night.
Do you take your hat or do you leave it?
Leave it.
Okay. Smash cut. I have a surprise for the crew. Who all is going to the ship?
I think the rest of us.
Yeah, Lena would be going. Although, like, there's a point where, like, like Lena, like, on the way to the ship, just like starts thinking about like Roswan staying behind, like, with the lady, and just kind of gets like a slightly sour face, like, I used to be able to do that.
Sorry, what was that, Lena?
Nothing. Nothing.
Oh, all right. Well, since I'm already speaking, I will meet you all back at the ship. I'm going to just go check on a few things here in town. I will be right back. And I am going to the ship out of character, just like Clem's going to do some Clem things on the way there.
Sure. But, on the way to the rowboats, you are met with a familiar face, one that you expected to meet you there at the appropriate time. This time with art.
Oh,
Courtesy
Oh.
of Whoops, all mimics. You see Sasha.
Hey, he's here.
There they are.
I take it you all accomplished what you needed to.
And I pray you did as well.
That and more.
Excellent. We were heading back. If you were wrapped up.
I am, and I would like to return post-haste.
I just go ahead. Go.
Assuming, is Clem there or no?
Not at the moment. No, I think Clem
Yeah.
would arrive a bit later.
Yep. I do see two of you missing. Did something happen?
No, just Rosvan decided to stay behind, and Clem has some errands to run, I guess? I don't know. They'll be fine. We're meeting back here in the morning anyway.
Fair enough. Their business is their business. And at this point, just for the sake of ease and the sake of time, I'm gonna ask, Clem, what was it that you planned on doing before heading back to the ship?
Really nothing too much of note. I was going to check up just on my spot in the city. I was going to head back to the temple and just maybe like gather some supplies, do a little bit of just really some like clerical stuff that I think
Sure.
it wouldn't make sense for Clem to leave without doing that kind of thing.
Absolutely. And as you all reconvene, though missing one, and return to your ship, this is where we are going to call tonight's session.
Okay.
Yeah, good session.
Certainly went a different way than I expected, that's for sure.
We got that tension building.
Tension building and talk no jutsu, locked and loaded.
Yep. Diplomancy.
Well.
But
Someone was
So
about
it's
to
a
start
great
talking.
session. It was good.
Yeah. I'm glad you had fun. Thank you all for playing. Thank you all for returning to Kartakass with me.
Yeah. Important to note, we are not gonna be back until September, right?
Correct. I have in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, I have surgery, and I am afraid I will probably be way too medicated to be able to host a session. So we should be back on the 6th, unless anyone else has any reason not to be.
I don't think so, at least on my end.
That
I'm
time
good to
away.
go.
Cool.
Yeah, good for me.
Hell yeah. Shall we start going around the horn and de-introducing ourselves?
I'm down for that. I went first last time. Someone else go.
I shall go first. Though I already showed earlier, you could check what I do and what I do over on Blue Sky's Instagram, where I post all those things. And aside from that, if no one's told you I love you today, allow me to be the first. I love you very much. Thank you for spending your time with us. That is me, as I hand the talking skull over to Saris.
Hello. You can find me all over the internet at TixTixel. Similarly, I shilled earlier, and there's not a lot going on. I do want to make a quick correction that I will actually be places next week. Next week is not the week. I thought it was next week. It is not next week. It's 2 weeks out. So yeah, but we will have Saturday stream and then potentially some potentially question marks on Monday streams. Otherwise, it's gonna be a little barren for a while. But I appreciate y'all being here, and I appreciate all my players for being awesome and being here. I'm gonna pass the talking skull to Kaz.
Hello, I am Kaz. You can find me at Kaz on Instagram and Blue Sky. I'm in the middle of convention, because I've been putting it off all year. So what I'll be doing, and pretty much nothing else. So I'm going to hand over our talking skull to Leah.
I'm waiting on a response for something, so I'm gonna skip me and hand it to Skelly, and you can hand it back in a second.
Can do. I'm down for that. Hi, everybody. I'm Scaly Alpha. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and not Twitter, Blue Sky, Twitch, and YouTube under the same name. Planning out and working on the schedule right now, but for the most part, it's going to be a lot of fun. We got Paper Mario and the Cosmic Caper. We got several sessions of Minecraft. We got the 4 Gears Hangout, which we might do more Big Walk. We'll have to check. And yeah, that's really it. Not anything too special, out of the ordinary. I'm also doing a Dream Barbecue with one of the voice actors with Rigsby on Saturday. So if you like Ina, feel free to stop by. We can have some funs and gaps with one of the voice actors. It'll be good. But that's it for me. I will repass it over to Leah.
I am going to try to be a little slow. I'm trying to find out whether or not about Nut Dealer tomorrow. I see the person typing, and so I'm vamping a little bit to try to buy them a little bit more time.
Oh, not a problem.
Yeah. No, I got you. Though it does look like we should be able to go to tomorrow for Nut Dealer. So that is what I wanted to check out. It does look like we do still have some Undertale or Deltarune, all that good stuff coming tomorrow. So I check back in on my channel at Amusing Thalia if you want to tune in for that. Thank you for patience while I was waiting for that response. Otherwise, like we all said, we chilled at the beginning. I also like to thank people for being here. We all get a limited amount of time on this plane, and I am deeply appreciative of you spending some of it here with us today. Remember to love what you have while you have it, and thank you for being here. Vaughn, back to you.
Well, thank you. And hi, you've already found me here at twitch.tv/BurnoutVaughn. You can find me on Blue Sky and YouTube over at Burnout Vaughn, over on Patreon, Burnout's Bar. Yeah, fairly packed week. Tomorrow over on Leah's channel for Nut Dealer. Then back here on Tuesday for some more Paper Mario and the Cosmic Caper. Then Wednesday off. Thursday, more Skeleton Crew. Into Saturday, where we have No Love or Extra, where we might have something new for you there. And then finally on to Sunday with Suits. So, with that all out of the way, we might as well go raid our buddy Bob, since we haven't raided him in a while. And, What was it? Oh yeah, bathroom paralysis
Who
day.
wrote down the message?
Yeah. I wish I would have known. Bubba pinned it in chat, but like the raid covered it up. But yes. But yes, bathroom paralysis demon. Thank you all for coming out. We will see you again in roughly a month's time. But thank you. We love you. Bye-bye.
Well.
Bye.